This might surprise you, but every top YouTuber relies on the same hidden storytelling formula to hook millions of viewers. And here's the crazy part, those principles aren't new, they go back thousands of years. Because even though our society has become more advanced, phones in our pocket, the internet at our fingertips, our brains haven't changed much since the Stone Age. The same structures that worked when stories were carved into stone are still the ones that keep people glued to a YouTube video today. And if you don't understand these formulas, it might be the exact reason why your videos tank while others take off. So in this video, I'll reveal the formula, show you where most creators get it wrong, and the one storytelling shift that can transform your channel overnight. The first question when crafting a story is always, who is this really for? And I don't mean everyone on YouTube, I mean really imagine one person. Because back in the Stone Age, the answer might have been your kid. But now it could be anyone, and the most important part is that you imagine who that anyone is. Because think about it, when a video feels like it was made just for you, what do? You feel spoken to, seen, and might even share it. That's why the first rule of great storytelling is precision. Tell a story for one person and it becomes universal. Try to make it for everyone and it connects with no one. Next, every great story follows a 3-act structure. There's the setup, which introduces the problem or question. Conflict raises the stakes and makes viewers need to know what happens. And resolution, deliver the answer or payoff. It's the caveman wanting food setup. He goes hunting, but a giant T-Rex sees him and now it's hunter versus hunted. So there's conflict. And either the caveman makes it back with dinner or he is the dinner. Resolution. As you can see, that's the story. Without the conflict, it would just be caveman went hunting and nobody cares. But if you had tension, you want to lean in, right? Will the caveman survive? And in today's age, it's Ryan Tryon asking the question of whether he will succeed to reach all states. His struggle to meet this is the setup. Him succeeding is the resolution. So without conflict, your video is just information, and with conflict, it's a story. Ryan Tryon is the perfect example of the 3-act structure hidden inside a video. Let's look at his penny challenge. The setup is really clear. Can I survive with just one penny? Instantly, you have a question that you want to be answered, right? Then comes the conflict. Every episode adds a new obstacle. Either no food, no money, no sleep, some extra deadlines along the way. So you watch not only to see his progress, but also to see him survive. And when he finally reaches his goal, that hits even harder because you've lived with the struggle with him. And that's the secret. It's not about the money, it's about the meaning behind it. It's fulfilling not because he made $1, but he earned it. And let's check Mr. Beast. He doesn't tell one big story. He basically packs all these mini stories into one video. And every challenge has a conflict, like who wins the car, who gives up first, who survives the longest. And the stakes are always really clear. And every 30 seconds something changes. Maybe a new rule, a twist in the storyline, or someone gets eliminated. And that's why you never click away. Your brain is constantly asking what happens next. So if you ever feel your video is boring, steal this from Mr. Beast. Add small conflicts inside the big one. Next, Casey Neistat. I don't know about you, but Casey Neistat always makes me feel like I'm the only person he's talking to. He doesn't say, hey guys, he says, here's what happened today. It really feels like Casey Neistat is your friend, and he's directing this towards you. And even when he's telling a massive story, something that irritates him or something that he loves, it feels like a conversation and not really broadcasting. And that's the audience of one in action. The more personal the story feels, the more universal it becomes. So instead of thinking my audience, think my friend. Because there's a lot of amazing creators and they're not talking to thousands, they're connecting at one at a time. Next, Amber Chamberlain. Amber Chamberlain proves that storytelling doesn't need explosions or challenges to be interesting. What drags you in her videos is honesty. When she talks about feeling unmotivated, awkward, or lost, she's doing something really powerful. Because she's showing conflict that most people hide. And that's why her audience trusts her. And I think it's a prime example of organic storytelling. Mark Rober could easily make just teaching videos where he would stand in front of a whiteboard explaining something, but instead he tells a story. Every video begins with a question. For example, can I make a glitter bomb to stop package thieves? That's his setup. Then there's a conflict. Endless filled prototypes, testing, redesigning, things going wrong. And he shows a lot of stuff that is going wrong. And then finally the resolution. The glitter bomb works and thieves are getting caught, which is so satisfying to see. So he takes something really technical and turns it into an adventure. So it just shows, right? Even if your content is educational, you can teach through a story instead of a lecture. Nowadays, a great story is just one part of the equation. The other part is a great video title. And just as a general rule of thumb, the best titles are written like gossip. Not how I got better sleep, but I tried sleeping 10 hours a night for 30 days and here's what happened. I'm sure you can see the difference, right? By saying things like I tried X and here's what happened, we're opening a loop that needs to be closed. So if your title makes a friend say, wait, what happened next? you've already won the click. Now, most creators hear formula and think it kills authenticity. Last week I was at a cafe where they were playing some jazz and it's exactly the same. There's structure that gives rhythm so you can improvise and still make it sound good. Now here's how you can start right now. Write down one person you're making this for and literally give them a name. Then sketch your video ID, set up conflict resolution, and rewrite your title so it sounds like a story someone told at a party. And if you do this, your video stops being content and starts being a story worth sharing. And if you did this, also drop it in the comments. I will give some feedback. If you follow the channel longer, you know that I do. And if you want to see exactly how top creators like Casey Neistat and MrBeast build curiosity into every second of their videos, hit subscribe, because that's what I'm breaking down next. And lastly, remember that people don't share videos because they're edited well. They share them because they can't stop talking about the story.